looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street. What you got? You used to think you owned the street. Well, pack your bags and your ass is dead meat. Victory is sweet.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week number 16 of the Lowdown Show on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We are your Canadian-based WWE podcast that discusses and reviews Monday Night Raw and now Tuesday Night Smackdown from the past week, as well as our Twitter poll segment called the Luke Gallows Polls and the WWE Headlines, where we talk about any important news in the WWE. Every week, the Lowdown Show is broadcasted live on Spreaker at Spreaker.com/NHBWP, and after it is done, it is posted on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes in full. If you would like to join in on the conversation, have your thoughts, questions, and opinions read on the podcast, tweet us at noholdsbarredwp or by leaving a comment on YouTube in the comments section below. You can follow the podcast also by following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, as well as subscribing to all our outlets where you can find us, guys. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spreaker. We are everywhere. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. And I am every week continued to be joined by my co-host, the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Yep.
He's here.
Yep, one of the best weeks for anyone.
Oh my God, lots to talk about this week, guys. But first, we got something to do in the beginning of the show. First time ever here on the Noholds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We have tweets to read. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. We have tweets to read. And the first one comes from that Craig, Craig, at Craig Messy on Twitter. He says, best SmackDown in recent years. Felt sorry for Zack Ryder, the amount of cuck-ups he did.
And we think that he
means fuck-ups.
Fuck up.
So fuck and cock, you just got to replace those. We'll have to clarify that. Next tweet comes from Michael Chow, at Real Michael Chow. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, Michael Chow. He says, Raw was great, but I think the Fatal 4-Way I'm assuming involving Finn, he meant. It should be better, or would have been better at SummerSlam. He says Balor seems too soon to be in the main event. He also says that Balor beating Reigns cleanly, surprisingly. Do you believe that this is a part of Reigns' punishment for his drug violation? Interesting. That is an interesting thought there, Michael Chow. The last tweet comes from Chuck Wilson at CWilson3124 on Twitter. He says Sasha Banks winning the title felt like the first real Divas Revolution match in WWE. 5 stars all the way. He also says, hopefully this leads to a slow burning heel turn for Roman and a true Bullet Club reunion as well. Terrific booking tonight. I'm going to have to agree with you, Mr. Yep. Chuck Wilson. So thanks for those tweets, guys. And again, keep tweeting us every week. We'll read them on the podcast live. So we're going to do something different this week. We're going to start with the WWE headlines this week. Something different.
Cue the intro.
So cue the intro music, please. That's it. Welcome to WWE Headlines, guys. The segment where we like to talk about any important news in WWE. And the first topic today is an interesting matter. And it's probably going to get me fired up a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe a lot. Brock Lesnar and part-time talent are not being drug tested in the WWE. So, let me just go over the basis here before I start ranting. The WWE is not punishing Brock Lesnar for 2 failed drug tests with the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency and is exempt from any WWE drug testing as well. WWE made a statement to TMZ Sports saying, WWE Talent Wellness Program does not apply to part-time performers, such as Brock Lesnar. Interestingly enough, in Article 17 of WWE's website explaining the drug testing policy, it says, and I quote, this policy, as it may be amended from time to time, is applicable to and binding upon all WWE talent under contract to WWE who regularly perform in-ring services as a professional sports entertainer. Does anyone else think that this is completely wrong? Like, as in, like, why they shouldn't be drug tested here? It clearly says in their article that anyone performing in-ring services as a professional sports entertainer, that's what Brock Lesnar does.
Didn't the first part say something about sometimes it's not applicable?
It says, as it may be amended from time to time, is applicable to and binding upon all WWE talent under contract to WWE, which Brock Lesnar is under contract with WWE, and he performs in-ring services as a professional sports entertainer. So how in the fuck does this guy get exempt from drug testing?
Because he's Brock Lesnar and he can do what he wants.
It does not make sense. Why should Brock and apparent other part-time wrestlers be exempt from drug testing? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Guys like Lesnar should not be even considered to be part-time when you're having like more than even 10 matches a year. He's had like over 20 matches in the last 2 years. How the fuck is he part-time?
You know what doesn't make sense to me that I just thought of now? Didn't Billy Gunn get released for a failed drug
How
test?
do you release that guy for using a substance that has nothing to do with WWE and like a bodybuilding, and then you're keeping Brock Lesnar because it's a better draw? That's bullshit. He's going up against guys like Seth Rollins and others who get tested. But no, it's okay. Brock Lesnar doesn't have to be tested.
Because he's Brock Lesnar. He's the guy who...
It makes no sense how they can let Lesnar get away with this bullshit. I've lost so much respect for the guy.
Like, if they want to make a statement, why not suspend the guy?
It's stupid. Just because he's a draw doesn't mean he can get exemptional status from everything. It's like, Brock, did you run over that ring crew guy? Oh, you know what? Don't matter, man. You're going to jail? Okay, you're going to come have a match after you get out of jail. It's okay.
But what does this say to the talent backstage, like, to them?
Exactly. Because you're not Brock Lesnar, you're not allowed to do drugs. If you are Brock Lesnar, you're allowed to do drugs. It is fucking pathetic. Look at Roman. Here's their top guy. And he gets suspended for 30 days because he tested positive for a substance that goes against the wellness policy. But Brock Lesnar failed 2 drug tests for a doping agency that's probably better than the wellness program for WWE.
Yeah.
But he's not allowed to get punished.
I guess
and he's not getting drug tested by WWE.
I guess the way they're getting around it is that he didn't fail the WWE's wellness.
And it's it's because we need him for a match against Randy Orton. Are you fucking kidding me? No one wants to fucking see that match. Who right now is excited for that match? They just announced the other 2 main events. People are like, now I got something to tune into. Because before, it's like, shit, yeah, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, because I want to see that shit. Because I want to see Randy Orton get suplexed 1,000,000 times around the ring and then pull an RKO out of nowhere and win for some reason. You cannot put both Lesnar and Reigns in the same category. Or you have to put Lesnar and Reigns in the same category. They're both top draws, so they both get the same fucking punishment.
But I guess because he's Brock Lesnar, he gets exempted from these certain little rules here.
It makes no sense. I'm so fired up about this when I read this. I do not understand. And it pisses me off. And apparently it goes under any part-time talent. So, Randy Orton could be taking drugs right now. And he's exempt from it. Okay, let's see, who else is fucking part-time? The Dudleys are almost considered part-time soon, so they're allowed to take some drugs. Why not? Hey, Dudley, we got a pack of steroids here. Here you go.
So what
take
about
some.
Hunter and The Rock?
Yeah. So is Undertaker taking drugs? I don't think so, but is he allowed to take drugs now? Doesn't make any sense. This is probably the most stupidest, pathetic thing I've ever heard.
They're trying to weasel their way around it with what they said.
Just because it's Brock Lesnar. Ooh. Yeah, he's a draw, but he's not that big of a draw. People are going to be more concerned now about Seth Rollins and Finn Balor's match than this bullshit. Because literally, this is basically battle of the drug users. Because I guarantee you Randy Orton's going to be taking some now. Just to deal with the amount of suplexes he's going to take. He's going to be on some sort of painkiller that prevents him from even feeling one suplex. So that's going to be the druggy match. That is for the drug heavyweight title.
Should be Brock versus Roman, really.
You have a triple threat. Add Randy Orton in there. There you go.
But I just love what they tried to say here about getting...
Yeah, they told TMZ Sports that WWE Talent Wellness Program does not apply to part-time performers. Why? That does not make any sense. So if you're a full-time WWE superstar and you want to take drugs, Vince, I want to go part-time, by the way. I got to take some drugs, I want to get bigger. It doesn't make any... This is so stupid. I can't believe this. So we're moving on. Second bit of news, guys, the Simon Gotch and Sin Cara fight update. Which we'll get into a little bit of our contest now. You know what? By the next show, we were going to have our contest winner because we didn't get a lot of answers. So we'll read from the ones we've gotten so far. and then we'll just pick a random winner. So apparently there's a fight update. So we have the whole story. So apparently the fight was in the cafeteria area, backstage at the draft, which we know. It was apparent that Sin Cara flipped out on Simon Gotch over an argument and threw a can of unopened soda at Gotch, and it hit him in the eye. And that's why, if anyone noticed on SmackDown, Gotch had a black eye. It is being said that Gotch has a lot of heat with more wrestlers backstage, and that his mouth gets him into a lot of trouble.
Makes sense. If you look at his character in the ring, kind of looks like the same thing.
Yeah, maybe that's actually how his real life persona is.
If I didn't like these guys already, I mean...
But this is ridiculous. I can't believe they're making such a big deal about Simon Gotch and Sin Cara. Like,
they're on opposite shows now, so we shouldn't have that matter, right? Again.
And it's like when you come down to the double branded pay-per-views, they have to be in separate locker rooms.
Yeah. They should have like a camera backstage on both.
And keep any unopened can of soda away from Sin Cara. He'll just belt anyone with that can.
At least he didn't botch on that.
Oh, I think Cobra Cappy just won the contest.
Yep, that was the first.
All right, guys. Sorry about those answers, but Cobra Cappy just won that contest. But we'll move into the third bit of news. Update on former stars returning to the company. This is a great one. Jinder Mahal.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Has signed a 2-year deal with the company and will return most likely to Monday Night Raw soon.
Oh my God.
Also, Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, is also said to be coming back soon. MVP has denied reports of him returning as well due to the rumors spread by Teddy Long, but who knows? Never say never.
Saying that, so it'd be a surprise return.
Yeah. Promo ran on SmackDown this week for Shelton Benjamin's return, and he's returning to SmackDown.
That's going to be awesome.
Yep. Guy is basically almost main event talent, man. It's insane how this guy gets on notice and unsigned.
At the age that he's at, too.
Yeah. Rhino also returned to WWE as well, and apparently he said he signed a new contract with WWE, so he'll be a part-time wrestler as well. Hey, Rhino could take some drugs. Why not? Also being said, WWE is looking at former talents to come back and help put over some new talent.
Wonder who's going to take them up on that offer. Are they going to be part-time?
Yeah, they'll probably be part-time as well. So anyone willing to take some drugs and some steroids to put over some talent, come back to WWE. They're looking. They're hiring.
You're hired.
You're hired. So we'll get into the main part of the show. How we're going to do it this week, guys, as you can see in the graphic there on YouTube, this is Raw versus SmackDown. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to review both shows, and then we're going to decide every week who won the week. Basically how we did Raw versus SmackDown, right? I'm not going to do it the other way around. I might get copyrighted for that. It was a video game. I don't know if they have the rights for it anymore, but we're going to call it Raw versus SmackDown on the Lowdown Show every week. So we'll start off with Raw. Wow. Probably the most unreal Raw and most unbelievable Raw I've seen in a long-ass time. The new era is definitely here.
Well, especially with the first live Raw of the new era, the brand split. I guess they wanted to, make a big statement there.
Let's talk about Raw's new look. Red ropes are back. Yes, the red ropes are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's back. It's like a little detail, but goes a long way. People love the red ropes. The white was just too bland. Like and I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I think the red ropes actually makes a difference. The announce table moved back to beside the stage. Hey, everyone noticed that. And there's people on Twitter going, "Oh, this is so new." I'm like, did you not watch Raw before? Do you remember when Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler were there all the time? And every time Kane's pyro hit, they're like, "Oh, shit." Like, it almost got burnt. The new stage, it's kind of got that SummerSlam 2014 look with that big oval thing and the cylinder Titantrons. The new logo, though, not really a fan. It needs some tweaking. It looks good, though, when it's in the graphic. When it's in, like, the intro and they've added, like, effects to it, it looks better. And there are a lot of people tweeting about how too much red Raw was. It's Raw. It's red. Where were you for, like, the past, 20 years? Raw has always been red.
You want it to be blue?
Like, purple? Green? What the hell's wrong with you people? There's a new theme now, an intro video, "Enemies" by Shinedown, which it's growing on me. It's growing on me. It's gonna take a little time.
The theme. I mean, I know you really loved Tonight Is the Night. But
that's probably that's still gonna be, in my opinion, one of the best themes for Raw ever. I miss it. I do miss it. I wish I could play it right now. I don't have it on the list here.
I'm thinking that maybe they'll bring that theme back for like the super shows when they have them after paper.
Yeah, it's probably going to turn to like the Raw live event theme now.
Maybe, yeah.
And maybe Black and Blue goes to the SmackDown live event theme. It's going to be interesting. We'll go to a Raw live event that comes near us soon, and then we'll find out.
Yeah.
The new announced team, we got Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton. Corey Graves has been amazing. He sounded really good. Definitely a step up. I mean, I can't say a step up from JBL. I mean, JBL's just, he's that color commentator, but Graves is a good commentator. And Michael Cole's getting a little bit better. Maybe he just needed to change the scenery to maybe us listening to him make him sound better. But he does sound better. Byron Saxton's always going to be Byron Saxton. Just going to be that guy that chime in time to time.
Yep.
I noticed this week that there was a lack of GM commissioner presence. They only appeared in the beginning. And although they made like huge announcements at the beginning of the show, we didn't see them for the rest of the show.
See, I don't want to see Steph and Shane all the time, every week, and have it be about them. I want it to be about the talent.
Yeah. But like, I mean, it made such a big deal about getting commissioners for both shows and having to pick GMs, and they disappear after the beginning of the show. But like, remember when Shane and Steph used to battle each other, and they used to come out a lot and decide the outcomes of matches or just something like that? Why couldn't Foley or Steph come out once or twice and book a match or change a stipulation of a match or do something, or like have like a fight with a heel or an argument backstage with a heel? I don't know. I know you're trying to make it all about the superstars, but you know, you got to have like one or two times where, I mean, Raw's 3 hours long. You have enough time to do it.
At least a segment, something.
Yeah. So maybe that'll be coming in the upcoming weeks. But I just felt like there's a lack of GM presence on Raw this week.
Okay.
Raw's getting a new title, the WWE Universal Championship. I know. I'm not sure how I feel with the name either. I feel like they should be changing it to the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. That sounds a little bit better and a little bit more prestigious. The WWE Universal Championship kind of sounds like a TV title.
It sounds like a mid-card title.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to be their top title. They're going to have to do something to like up the prestige on it. So Raw's going to have a top championship to compete for now. According to Foley and Steph, it's named after the universe. Okay. Seth Rollins automatically named number one contender because he was drafted number one. That makes sense.
The undisputed future.
Yeah. Does WWE design a brand new title, or do they keep the same look as the WWE now being called World Title again? I noticed it a few times on SmackDown this week. Daniel Bryan said World Title, so maybe they're going back. Maybe they're going to keep it the WWE World Championship. Interesting. So I wonder if they're going to design a new title. I don't want to say that they're not spending a lot, or they are probably spending a lot of time. Maybe
I could see it having like a lot of different colors on it, or like having like a globe on it or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like there's not really a WWE Universe logo.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a Universe logo. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the title. Like when's it gonna be like released? Do you think they'll like wait till SummerSlam, or
maybe
are we gonna get it in upcoming weeks? Like they're gonna be like a showcase at the beginning of the show or something?
Maybe.
Which one do you think would be more prestigious? The Universal title or the WWE title?
Because the way WWE thinks that Raw is always going to be the better show.
Yeah, the flagship show.
They'll probably make it the Universal Championship. But you always think of the WWE Championship as the number one championship.
Yeah, and if they're going to call it the WWE World title, I think SmackDown might get the edge on that, depending on what they do and depending on how the Ziggler-Ambrose match goes, which we'll talk about later.
And I still think that title is like the title, you know?
Yeah, the title. It's not a good title.
No.
Ain't a bad title.
The title.
It's the title.
Yep.
But we'll move on. Still, at the beginning of the show, Stephanie and Foley announced matches to determine who will face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the new Universal Championship. They announced 2 Fatal 4-Way matches, and the winner of each will compete in the main event on Raw in a 1-on-1 match, and the winner of that will go on to SummerSlam to face Seth Rollins. Match number 1, we had Rusev, Cesaro, Owens, and Finn Balor. At the beginning of the show, the very first match, Balor's debut on Raw. Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable.
He got a big pop, too.
Yeah, he did. Maybe not as big of a pop as I thought, so I forget what city they were in, but that was...
he wasn't Demon Balor, it was just...
Yeah, just Balor Club Balor, because that's interesting how it came up on the screen. And I'm like, whoa, I thought they dropped that trademark. if you look closely, I re-looked at it. Balor's jacket is the same jacket where he had Balor Club in the back, but he took the letters off. You can still see the outline of it. So I don't know. Maybe they took away the trademark just to reintroduce Balor Club or what? Or that was all Finn's doing, and he did it for the fans. So
he's always trolling the fans.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was an epic match, though. Balor looked really, really good. He'll fit in Raw. He'll just fit into Raw. Like he'll fit in the main roster like a glove.
Well, he's been ready for probably a year now, and they've just been grooming him to be, what he is now.
And he had a huge win, and he ended up winning that Fatal 4-Way on his 35th birthday. Happy birthday, Finn Balor.
Yeah, what a birthday present he got. Damn.
Match number 2, we saw Reigns. Great. Sami Zayn, Sheamus, and Jericho.
I actually fell asleep for this match.
I don't blame you. I mean, except for Zayn and Jericho. Fuck, Reigns and Sheamus? Ew. At this point in the night, it was kind of obvious, though, who was going to win here. Like, this was so bluntly obvious. They even tried to make it look like Zayn might actually win, but really, we all knew it was going to happen. Let's not kid ourselves here. We all know that Roman Reigns is still the guy, even though he took the steroid. He's still the guy, and it's going to happen. There's an epic match, though. Zayn looked actually really, really good. He's definitely a future world champion, but Reigns wins. Duh.
Reigns wins, LOL.
And at that point, too, I'm like, oh, great. So it's going to be Reigns versus Rollins. Fantastic. I'm going to love the ending of Raw tonight. And the main event ended up being Balor versus Reigns. So it was such a good main event and such a good match, though. I was really, really surprised.
Yeah, good for Roman actually putting on a good match.
Yeah, and as the match went on, it even got harder and harder to tell who was going to win. Like, I'm like, holy shit, is Finn actually going to win? Or, oh, no, it's going to be fucking Roman Reigns again. What am I telling myself? Like, I was still believing it was going to be Roman at, like, a third point of the match. But Balor wins. Balor beat Reigns clean. And then we go back to that tweet. I think this is definitely punishment for his 30-day suspension.
Yep, that's 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, he gets pinned clean. So at SummerSlam, we're going to have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the new WWE Universal Championship.
That's going to be an unbelievable match.
Wow, that could be match of the night at SummerSlam.
2 former NXT champions.
God, that just sounds so good.
Yep.
Like, it honestly could be match of the night at SummerSlam. I cannot wait for SummerSlam now.
I can't believe they actually went ahead and did.
Really? I mean, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, they could be punishing him. Maybe they'll have Balor win. But then you're like, oh, you know what? It's fucking Roman Reigns. He's their next guy. He's definitely gonna win this match. It's gonna be Rollins versus Reigns. They're gonna do stupid. But they went and completely 360 swerved us and had Finn Balor win. Thank Christ. Thank you. Thank you, WWE. You listen to the fans. You're listening to us. We did not want to see fucking Roman Reigns in that main event.
Again. And then after the match, he had, like, Tom Phillips came down and interviewed Reigns real quick.
Yeah, which I'm not, like, I mean, if you want to talk about it.
Just said, what do you think after this match, Roman? He's like, I hope Finn goes on and beats Seth Rollins' ass for the title, because I want him.
Oh, of course you do, Roman. Again. Of course, you just want every title opportunity, because you're the guy.
He's like, I want Finn Balor again. At the end, he said, I respect the hell out of that guy. So,
ooh, is that supposed to make me cheer for you now, Roman? No.
Yes, they put to bed any heel turn for now.
Yeah, for now. Speaking of heels, like, who's the heel in this match? Finn or Seth?
Seth.
Yeah, but Seth's going to get cheered no matter what.
Both of them will get cheered.
It's crazy. It's going to be a really good match. I'm excited. So, also speaking of new era, it is a new era and champion in the women's division.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So, speaking of women's division, we'll start off with the squash match we had earlier.
Oh, that was fantastic, that match.
This was probably the most useless squash match I've ever seen. She squashed some random jobber named Britt Baker.
We're talking about Nia Jax.
Yeah, Nia Jax squashed Britt Baker.
Who the fuck is Britt Baker?
She got baked. That's who it is.
Oh my god.
This match literally lasted like 4 moves. It was like 4 moves and the match was done. 4 moves, ladies and gentlemen. 4. What the hell was the point of this? Why does Nia Jax have to have a showcase match? People know who she is.
Put her in a match with one of the women who actually were drafted there.
People, like, NXT is so popular, people watch it, so they know who this is. They emphasize how much she's The Rock's cousin. They know who the fuck it is.
They could have had her face Summer Rae or Alicia Fox at least. You know?
Well, exactly. Why didn't she face any other divas that were left off of Raw? What the fuck?
Who's Britt Baker?
Britt Baker? It lasted 4 moves. Bye-bye, Britt Baker. Could have been a star one day, but now she's dead. She got fed to Nia Jax. I'm hoping Nia Jax gets a better feud soon with some actually Britt Baker, talented divas on the roster.
We don't even know if she was talented or not. She didn't even get a move in.
Yeah, because she got 4 moves on, and it was like the 4 moves of doom by Nia Jax.
Hey, she's The Rock's cousin, so... who's another one of Rock's cousins? Roman Reigns?
Yeah, the one of 200 of The Rock's cousins? God.
See, is she actually a real cousin, or is she one of the fake cousins?
We say this, I don't know. Just a cousin. She's just a cousin. I'm moving on.
Guys, tell us if she's a real cousin or not, please.
Nah, I really don't want to research it, so we're going to let you guys out there tell us. Is she The Rock's cousin? Like or a real blood cousin? Or, hey, you're Samoan, that means you're my cousin. One of those. The Women's Championship, defending on Raw. Steph announced back in the beginning of the show that Charlotte would defend her title against Sasha Banks one-on-one. Wow, what a way to kick off the first Raw of the new era with a title match. The match was an instant classic. It literally had all the elements of a 5-star women's match.
I thought it was going to be a quick match, like Charlotte was going to get herself disqualified or some bullshit.
Yeah, or like Dana Brooke was definitely going to. But Sasha Banks pays Eddie Guerrero, a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and she pulls off the whole title throw up in the air and pretends like she got hit. And then the ref, Mike Chioda, just throws her out.
And Sasha's
get out of here
with a grin on her face.
Yeah,
like, see you later, Dana.
Like, say it later, Dana. That was hilarious.
That was fantastic.
Really well done.
Yep.
But what an ending!
Charlotte. What about Charlotte's moonsault?
Oh yeah, that was insane because you can look at it like, oh, crazy move by Charlotte, but then you got to look at it from the Sasha Banks angle because she sold it really good. That could be a really dangerous move, but the way Sasha placed herself and took it as if Charlotte came down and took her into like a reverse DDT was actually really good. Yep. Really well done by both competitors there. But what an ending. Probably the most biggest and unreal shocker of the night. Sasha Banks applies the bank statement in the middle of the ring.
The first time she did it.
No, yeah, there's the first time, the rope break, yeah. And then the second time, Michael Cole's losing it. Now she's in the middle of the ring. What's she going to do? Is this Sasha's night? And then Charlotte taps out. Oh my what? God. Did we really just get a title change for the woman? What?
I wish I could have got a reaction video of, like, my reaction when this happened. Like, I don't think I've ever jumped so, like, high off my chair before.
But Sasha freaking Banks is your new women's champion.
Finally.
Wow. I did not think they were going to do this early. I thought they were going to wait till SummerSlam, and this literally shocked everybody. This is definitely well-deserved for Sasha. Finally, I mean, I thought she should have won it at WrestleMania, but you know what? Well-deserved. Finally, she gets to be that woman's champion.
Yep, she finally gets to bring it into the new era here.
Yeah.
I guess they wanted to kick Raw off with a bang, like the new Raw, but and apparently Charlotte has a brutal schedule coming up, so that's another reason why.
I wonder if they're even going to have a rematch now at SummerSlam, or is there going to be a new opponent? Come on, Paige, get out of the darkness, get off of Total Divas, get in there and face Sasha at SummerSlam. That would be a huge SummerSlam match. Paige versus Sasha Banks for the women's title. Make it happen, WWE. Come on.
I can't believe that she's got the title now. We thought Charlotte was going to have fucking huge long run that was never going to end.
I honestly think it was going to go up to SummerSlam and maybe Sasha's going to win. Like maybe most likely she would have won it. Then there's still something in the back of my mind going, she's going to defend it again, and then they're going to like wait till next year's WrestleMania again or something.
Congrats to the boss. The 10-year-old girl achieved her dream. That's all I can say.
It's going to be interesting what they do from now on. Yeah. If they're going to elevate that women's division on Raw, it's going to be interesting to see what they do for the next couple of weeks. But they're only hyping one thing next week, and that's Roy Lesnar. So I'm very mad that I'm not in Columbus today for her first. No, yeah, she's at Wizard World in Columbus, but that's okay. There'll be other times. There'll be access next year when we're at WrestleMania. Yeah, hopefully. Let's move on. New Day's celebration on Raw, even though they lost at Battleground. They had a celebration remaining the longest reigning WWE World Tag Team Champions. And they bring in some random dude from the crowd. So everyone pause. It's not actually random. If you guys weren't surprised, he was actually a part of the company. Everyone chill. It wasn't a rando. Whose name ended up being Sonny Boy. Okay. And they didn't believe that his name was Sonny. That was probably... I love the New Day, but that was kind of stupid. They could have done something better than that. But gets interrupted by the club. They beat the shit out of the New Day, and they go over to Sonny Boy at ringside there and throw all their shirts at him. Cool. But yeah, so it looks like the Club versus the New Day feud is the new feud, and potentially future World Tag Team Champions, maybe.
Maybe.
I see the Club actually winning the titles, man. I think now that the New Day are the longest reigning champions.
Here's an interesting thing. Do they get a new leader now?
Yeah, this is interesting because AJ Styles is still billing himself as from the Club. So, does AJ Styles get some new teammates on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Does the Club get a new leader? Maybe as in Balor on Raw, and they just have, like, you know,
they have
3
the Club
and 3
on both brands, you know?
Yeah, and then maybe, like, that could set up something interesting for SummerSlam. Club versus Club. Balor Club versus the Club. Interesting. But yeah, so the Club versus the New Day. I like it.
I like it.
I hope their title match at SummerSlam would be interesting to see. Neville returns. Let's talk about that.
Weird.
A really weird return. Neville makes his highly anticipated return after being out for about half a year with an ankle injury. He faces Curtis Axel for some reason in like a very quick match.
Who's no longer being billed from the social outcasts.
No. He came out to his old theme too.
Yep.
Hopefully when the Cruiserweights come to Raw, Neville gets tied in with them because
he's just kind of floating around right now. You don't know where he's going.
You don't know what's going to happen with him. And as for Curtis Axel, I mean, what do you even do with this guy? He's being billed as the last draft pick for Raw. He's Mr. Irrelevant like the NFL does. I mean, what do you even do? Maybe if this Jinder Mahal thing, maybe they're going to make a Social Outcast 2.0 or something.
Yeah, especially with Heath Slater on SmackDown. But
so let's talk about some other useless points to Raw this week. The Golden Truth playing Pokemon Go throughout Raw.
Oh, come on. That was great when they interrupted the Shining Stars match with Enzo and Cass. And they went in the middle of the ring.
That was even useless. Why were they facing the Shining Stars, Enzo and Cass? That's another useless point to Raw. Why? That was stupid.
I guess I've never seen
I don't understand why
in a match on Raw.
Ugh. I don't even want to talk about that. And Golden Truth playing Pokemon Go? Come on. Really? They could do it one segment and that's it. Don't go out throughout the whole show playing Pokemon everywhere.
I guess that's what they need them to do. Be the comic relief on the show.
Sure. Another useless point, Braun Strowman's new haircut.
Oh, yeah, he had a squash match.
And he had a useless squash match against some rando I don't even fucking know. I don't remember his name.
He didn't even look like a wrestler to me.
No. But Braun Strowman, savior of wrestling. Yeah,
we definitely saw that. There's a impressive moveset.
Yeah, terrible. So that was Raw this week. So interesting. Raw was really, really good this week. So we'll see how SmackDown does. And SmackDown, we were there.
Yep.
We were there live in Buffalo. And probably one of the better SmackDowns of the year, I actually want to say. It definitely beats any ratings from any tape SmackDown in the last
crowd noise SmackDown
generation. Yeah. We got on TV a few times. It's actually Tuesday. Sign got on a few times. I went back and looked at it. Really enjoyed the experience. It was it's definitely something different when you go see it live. The crowd was really good, as always in Buffalo.
Yep.
Biggest pops of the night were for Ziggler, Ryder, and Becky. The biggest heat of the night was for Eva and Roman was in the dark match. Him and Ambrose teamed up to face Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, which is really cool.
Yep.
There's also a promo package for the returning Shelton Benjamin. So stoked for this.
Yep.
I cannot wait for Shelton to come back. I see him kind of facing Miz for that IC title.
Yeah, I see him being in the mid card.
Yeah, they're going to make him. He's going to be like a 4 or 5 time IC champion, something like that.
I wonder if he comes back with his the gold standard gimmick.
Ooh, or his original "Ain't No Stopping Me Now."
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. So let's talk about the new look for SmackDown. The new theme. We haven't heard the full theme yet.
Yeah.
It's by CFO $, so it might take a while, but still, it's okay.
We didn't really hear much of it, so
yeah. There's a new set. It's a bit generic. Kind of looks like the TLC 2012 stage. If you want to go back and look at it, the blue ropes though. So now we get the blue ropes for SmackDown, red ropes for Raw. The blue ropes are back. Again, another small detail that actually goes a long way. I love that. The referees, I noticed, had a blue square on their shirts. They didn't go back to the blue referee shirts. They went to a blue square, and they kept the red squares for Raw, so that's interesting enough. The new commentating team of JBL, Mauro Ranallo, and Byron Saxton. David Otunga. Sorry, David Otunga.
Comment on it because we obviously didn't hear them, so we'll have to wait until next week so we can actually...
hear them and how they do SmackDown. But SmackDown also has a new camera angle. which is interesting too. We saw it there, Buffalo. We were trying to figure out why the camera was like that. We thought it was just for the live crowd thing, but no. If you go back, we went back and watched SmackDown. That's the new camera. They must have discussed about it too, so we got to go back and look at that. So Shane and Bryan opened up Raw with a huge announcement. They announced that Dean Ambrose will have an opponent at SummerSlam for his WWE World Title, and they announced a 6-pack challenge.
Yeah, the whole roster was out by the ring.
Yeah, American Alpha were out by the ring, and we did not see them.
It was stupid. We got a vignette on the
that they are appearing, and they're debuting next week. Are you fucking kidding me?
We made a Ready, Willing, and Gable sign, and they weren't even there. Well, they were there. They just didn't get a match.
Yeah, but anyways, they announced a 6-pack challenge to determine who will face Ambrose at SummerSlam. So it's Cena, Wyatt, Corbin, Ziggler, and Styles announced, and then Shane says that the 6th competitor will be any one of you, and he points to the roster surrounding the ring, and he announces a battle royal to determine the 6th competitor. Ended up being a really good battle royal, actually. There's a lot of good spots, but Apollo Crews, yes, an up-and-comer, picks up the victory, and a huge pop for Apollo when he won. Good for Apollo, well-deserved victory. He's a very, very impressive piece of talent.
Yeah, if they want to showcase the new talent coming up.
Yeah, is Apollo Crews, though, ready for main event championship status just yet? Or
Probably
does he need to be a little tweaked and develop into that main event?
Yeah, he does.
He does? You think so?
I think his character needs a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah, I think maybe his promos and his little mic skills need to be developing, but wrestling wise, 100%.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Look out of place in the match.
The guy is really hype. He gets over with the crowd. He's definitely a future mid-card champion, I'd say, for sure, and definitely could be a world champion. But what could be his first feud? Because now we don't. Obviously, we're going to find out that he doesn't win the 6-pack challenge.
Maybe he gets the first crack at the Miz. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe that'd be interesting.
Yep.
He needs a good feud going into his beginning of his SmackDown career. SmackDown's Women division, interesting this week. So I'm going to say is interesting.
We get the same fucking match we've seen.
Yeah, I'm hoping they introduce a new women's championship for SmackDown soon, or something like that, because they need a little bit of elevation.
The women's Universal Championship.
Yeah. But after SmackDown that night, I'm very excited. I love the direction that it's going to go into, including they included everyone in the division. But at first, they had a Natty versus Becky match from Battleground.
Becky got her revenge.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but why did they have to have this rematch? Why couldn't they have Natty for someone else or Becky for someone else? I mean, it all had a tie-in with what happened after the match. Becky was very over the crowd, though. She looked very impressive. She needs to continue that same pace. Same with Natty, because she wasn't too bad either. Need to continue that pace. But after the match, it started with Alexa Bliss coming out to cut a promo.
3 seconds. So they didn't get my sign on TV, unfortunately.
Yeah. So it was followed by Naomi. Great.
Yeah. Telling you, she's got potential. I'm telling you.
We got into a heated argument the other night. I'm not getting into this. She does not have potential. If she had potential, we would have seen it years ago. We are not seeing it now, so we're never going to see it now. She's just there to put people over. I really hope so.
I'm gonna buy you her shirt.
No, I'm gonna throw it out. But literally, I'm gonna take some fluid, some lighter fluid, burn it, put it outside in a pole, and light it on fire and watch it burn outside and feel the glow from that.
And then she got interrupted by
Carmella. Yeah. The queen of Staten Island. And then she gets interrupted.
Oh my god.
By Eva fucking Marie.
The heat she got was like Roman Reigns quality.
She will literally never get over.
And she had some stupid entrance music with a guy talking over it for the first
Yeah, I don't even know what that was. What the fuck was that? Was it William Shatner or something? Just building her up? No, it's so stupid.
And then she comes out.
She's so bad.
She comes out and looks like she's about to, start a porno.
Yeah, oh man. Don't get me started with that outfit. As much as I hate Eva Marie, she is hot as hell.
I don't even care about that. She comes out and she doesn't even get on. She's the only one that doesn't talk because clearly she has nothing good to say.
I mean, I could sit here and say give her a break, but she's actually terrible. She can't hit the ropes. She botches all the time. She's injured people in the past. She better have something that we haven't seen before, like Braun Strowman apparently, or just quit. Just leave. Just go to porn or something. Just don't be here. I'm really excited for Bliss and Carmelo though. I really think they can elevate the division.
Yeah. It'll give it a new fresh look.
I really hope they introduce a new title as well.
And we really think that Becky needs to step it up if she really wants to be the face of the.
Yeah, I mean, but she did look promising this week. She actually looked pretty good.
I mean, I don't know. She needs to continue building her character.
No, that's what I said before. They both had a good pace this week. They need to continue that pace. And they need to be again. The women's need something. You need like a new title, or maybe get people added to the division, like Bayley, Emma, Tamina, or Asuka gets called up. Something to elevate it even more to compete with Raw, because Raw so far is unreal, and not every diva even appeared this week.
Yep.
So who can benefit most from this division on SmackDown? So I'm trying to think of someone here, and if Bayley gets drafted, I think she'd definitely be a huge benefit to this. Are we talking about
people that aren't on it already?
It could be anybody. Anyone that's not on Raw.
I'm not going to say it because you're going to get mad at me.
Who?
No, never mind.
Who? Who can benefit most from this division? If you say Naomi, why do you have so much faith in this girl?
I'm not saying she's my favorite. I just think that we haven't seen what she can do in a singles feud.
Because she's bad.
Give her a shot at one singles feud.
She's been here for like 5 years, and they haven't seen anything.
Like you said, the rear view shouldn't be a finisher. It should be a signature. But I want to.
It shouldn't even be a move. Period. It's stupid. How the hell does that affect anybody?
Asuka does it, and you like that.
I don't really like when Asuka does it either, though.
But
I like her actual.
If I don't want to say
moves.
Naomi, I'm obviously going to pick Alexa Bliss as a biased pick because she's my new girl on SmackDown. Got to have one on SmackDown now. But
I'd say Bayley if she gets called up to SmackDown.
But I don't know if Bayley's getting called up. That's the thing.
Yeah, not yet.
The NXT title.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying yet, but when she does get called up.
Okay, well, obviously, I'd say Bayley if she did get called up because she's like.
And Asuka. I want to know if Asuka's going to go to SmackDown.
I think she's going to be the Finn Balor of the division. I think she's going to stay there for a long time and then eventually get called up.
Probably.
Because Finn Balor should have been called up like last year, but he didn't. And they kept him down there to kind of, carry the load.
Anyways.
Bayley should have been called up already as well. She's like...
Yeah,
she's
about to get called up. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, she already had her debut match, so... But, yeah.
Move on, Miz TV section of SmackDown.
I went to get my box of Bootios during this segment.
So did I. When you came back, I went right after. With Randy Orton. So Miz TV starts out with Miz introducing himself as himself as his guest of Miz TV. Like we haven't seen that before. Gets interrupted by Randy Orton. The two ended up having a match. It ends up being really quick, with Orton winning with 2 RKOs, which is really weird.
The first one, he just sat there.
Like, after he gave the first one, he just sat there for like 5 minutes.
And then Miz got up, and then he just gave him another RKO.
Great. But one thing I can say about this, when did Randy Orton learn how to talk?
Yeah,
and have mic skills?
Another decent promo on.
Is he been working on that? Like the last year he's been gone?
Maybe he's been re-energized. I don't know.
But it's interesting, but it was really funny. Like the last Battleground and now SmackDown, it's just his mic skills have gotten better.
But I do agree with a guy on another podcast saying that they shouldn't have buried the Miz and the IC title like this. Like you're basically, burying the IC title for a guy that just came back and it's his first match. And,
no, I 100% agree. If you're going to have a mid-card title on only one mid-card title on SmackDown, you have to elevate it. You cannot bury it because it doesn't make any sense now because it's not going to appear on both shows. It's only going to appear on one show.
Especially the guy getting squashed by a guy that just came back.
Yeah. A part-time wrestler who could be on steroids. I might add.
Could be. If you're going to do that match, have Orton win the title. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have done that. Maybe that would have made it better. But, like, I just don't understand why they're burying the IC title like this already.
Yeah. But Randy Orton's mic skills, this could be good if Paul Heyman returns soon because they could go with some wars with the mics, those pipe bombs.
What Paul Heyman's situation is.
Yeah. We'll have to see if Paul Heyman comes back soon. I really hope he does because Brock can't talk for himself.
No.
He can't talk.
We've already seen that.
So maybe we'll see him on Raw. Not sure about his ring rust. I mean, his match with Miz only lasted 5 minutes, but I could not tell how much rust he gained. Like it kind of looked like he's been training a little bit, but I don't know. It was only a 5-minute match, so I can't really judge it. Although WWE could be saving it for SummerSlam, it's going to be interesting to see how Randy Orton pulls up a match against Brock Lesnar. I mean, Miz is completely different than Brock Lesnar, so
he keeps talking about this Viperville stuff.
That's got to stop. I really hope that doesn't become a thing. It really has to stop. I don't know.
He's gonna get his ass kicked. I mean, there's no way around it.
I mean, who's Miz going to defend a title against now? This is what I want to know. Who's Miz defending a title against SummerSlam, and he will not get buried? He has stopped getting buried leading up to SummerSlam. He's got to come out and be the strong IC champion leading into SummerSlam. Who could be number one contender? People I think deserve a title shot. We got Apollo Crews. I think maybe Baron Corbin or even Bray Wyatt. Maybe Bray Wyatt wins the mid-card title.
See, but the thing is, if you're going to do that, you can't have it in a one-on-one match because it can't be heel versus heel, you know? You'd have to make it like a fatal four-way.
I think it's probably going to be more than a one-on-one match.
Okay. Yeah, like make it like a fatal four-way match. That'd be pretty cool for the IC.
I mean, The Miz right now is great with Maurice, but he is a champion and needs to start making that IC championship more prestigious.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to slack a little bit now.
Yeah, it's starting to go downhill.
Mm-hmm. Getting into next part of the show, the hottest free agent, Heath Slater.
You couldn't believe it. First of all, they had like
we thought, the hottest free agent.
We had some random jobber in the middle of the ring to start.
Yeah, we come back from first break, some just random local jobber, I guess, just waiting in the ring.
Heath Slater comes through the barricade.
And it runs in the ring and kicks the crap out of him. And then he gets on a mic and he starts talking about how he doesn't know why he's not signed yet. Gets the crowd behind him by chanting, "Sign Heath Slater." Shane comes out and asks him about being the free agent. About being a free agent, and he sees the next hottest free agent, and out of nowhere, Rhino comes from behind him,
from under the ring,
and just spears the hell or gores the hell out of Heath Slater. So apparently he's now signed with WWE, and now going to be appearing on SmackDown. Rhino.
That's interesting. We just saw him at House of Hardcore in Niagara Falls.
So now he's back with WWE, I guess. Put over talent. I don't know.
And I don't know what Heath Slater's
so now that's two
is.
former WWE stars coming to SmackDown. Shelton Benjamin and Rhino.
Heath Slater, you got to put in your resume according to Shane. Man.
Will Heath get ever get signed? Or are they just going to continue this for a long time?
He didn't do this on Raw, did he?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Like,
he's going to go on about being it's going to drag. I see it dragging. He'll be like, I'm the longest reigning unsigned free agent or some stupid shit like that. But it's okay. I mean, this is actually entertaining for his character. The social outcasting wasn't really working. So, but going back to Rhino and Shelton Benjamin, might be more part-time status. Maybe like 1 to 3 matches every 2 months or something like that. Rhino still got it. He still looks pretty good. Same with Shelton Benjamin. He's in great shape. And could probably go a little longer than Rhino maybe down the line. But they're two probably people that get brought back to help the new talent on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, Rhino's been on NXT for a while as well. So it's not like he's been away for a long time. And then...
oh, my God. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, I'm good.
Talk about the dark match main event. The best was half the crowd left, and the guy beside us was a Roman Reigns fan.
And he left. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and then him and Ambrose team up to face Bray Wyatt and Rollins, which was an interesting team. Yeah. It was actually
Bray
not
Wyatt
bad.
had already just had the 6-pack challenge match.
It's interesting. It's an all right match. It's basically like a spot filler. It's just
because I guess Reigns and Rollins were both advertised for this show before the brand split was announced, so they kind of had to.
Go get into that 6-pack challenge. Yeah. Really, really good match. I thought it was amazing, but again, it also felt like it was something to showcase John Cena, which he doesn't need to be showcased. This should have been for Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin to showcase them, but it was literally just almost John Cena attitude adjusting everybody. It was so stupid.
And we thought John Cena was going to win it
again.
Yeah,
we thought it was going to win, and then fucking AJ Styles comes off the ropes, getting a phenomenal for him. Like, okay, AJ Styles makes sense. And then out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler super kick Styles and gets the job done and wins. The Ziggler push is here.
Oh my God.
The push we've been talking about on this podcast since we started it.
But push for the WWE Championship? Like, what?
Wow. Dolph Ziggler.
Wow. I guess,
against Dean Ambrose?
With Daniel Bryan as the GM, they wanted the underdog, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, no bigger underdog than Dolph Ziggler, the guy who's been getting job for 3 years
It's
now.
crazy because I fully agree with this, but then there's that little part of me, I'm like, I think Baron Corbin or Apollo Crews could have benefited from this and
AJ
being the
Styles.
champion, or even AJ Styles. Dolph Ziggler.
Can he be a credible opponent?
They have to make this match over the top for it to be for it to live up to the hype that it got when we were at SmackDown. Like, the crowd went fucking ballistic when Ziggler won.
Because there was, like, Zack Ryder winning the IC championship at WrestleMania. Like, no one expected Ziggler to come. Like, you look at the other guys that were in that match, it's like, okay, he's just there to do some spots.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, like, Ziggler, I can kind of see Ziggler with the championship title, but I don't see him lasting that long.
No. Especially when he's the one who's been jobbing to Baron Corbin for the last, like, 3 months.
It's going to be, they have to do something has to happen here.
And it's going to be face versus face probably, right?
Yeah. Like, who goes heel in this situation? You can't have anyone go heel here. They're both good as faces. It's really interesting.
Saying that the Ziggler thing should have been done a long time ago. Like, his momentum, like, people don't care about
back when, like, he got the Authority fired.
Yeah.
That should have been when he got the title push, not now. It's a little bit overdone. But, so interesting enough.
It's still going to be a really good match, though, no matter what.
I think so. So that's Raw and SmackDown this week, guys. So, if I had to vote on which show is better this week, okay, let's go. I'm going to go out of 5s here. I give Raw a 4.5 out of 5. And I give SmackDown a 4.0 out of 5.
I'm going to give Raw a 4.5 out of 5, and I'm going to give SmackDown a 3.5.
3.5? Ooh. You thought, I could have been a little better. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Just because we were there, I'm going to give it a 4.0.
That's because American Alpha didn't make their debut.
Yeah, that's a huge part.
The new women didn't even have a match either.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
I like that too. So yeah, Raw definitely won this week. So congrats to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, because the thing with Raw is they actually showed their new NXT talent. SmackDown didn't.
They did, and SmackDown didn't. So SmackDown's definitely got to do something about it next week. So we hope SmackDown definitely gets an elevation next week. So, guys, the last part of the show, interesting enough, is the Luke Gallows poll segment, our Twitter poll segment. Cue that music. That's right. Welcome to the Luke Gallows polls, ladies and gentlemen, our Twitter poll segment. We have a lot of interesting polls this week. It's going to be funny. It's going to be a good show. So let's get into it. Our first poll comes from RTM Wrestling. Ooh. Not Fun WWE polls. RTM Wrestling. We took one of their polls they did earlier this week, and thank you to RTM Wrestling. Go, guys. Go follow them. They do a fantastic UK-based WWE podcast, so go check them out. Their poll they ran this week got a total of 74 votes. Does Brock's recent drug test fail take away from his WWE character? Answers were yes, fuck Roy Lesnar. No, who cares? And the third answer, they're all on drugs. The winner with 36%, no, who cares? Interestingly enough. 32% was in second with yes, fuck Roy Lesnar, and 31% with they're all on drugs. So almost split down between all three there, but I'm going to say my answer would be yes, fuck Roy Lesnar. Yeah. That guy it took away so much from his character. He can still play the Suplex City beatdown guy, but in the back of everyone's head is going to be like, this guy's on steroids. This is stupid.
But was it even a steroid, though?
We don't know what it is. He was taking drugs. He failed the USD. Well, he was on steroids because the drug he got failed for was a drug you take to get off of steroids.
Oh.
So that means you were on steroids.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you RTM Wrestling for that poll. So we'll get into the other polls, and we'll have first Corporate Cappy read the first one from Fun WWE polls.
Yep. Which brand drafted the best tag teams, Raw or SmackDown? 178 votes. Raw won with 59%. I have to agree with them with Enzo and Cass, a New Day in the club.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're saying not seeing something here for SmackDown. I mean, they have American Alpha, probably one of the greatest tag teams in the division right now.
Yeah, and they didn't even have them fucking.
They didn't even have a match. And who else you had? The Vaudevillains and the Hype Bros. Unless they play on elevating those, Raw definitely has. I'd have to agree with Raw has definitely the best tag teams.
Yeah, they have the best tag team in the entire industry with Golden Truth playing Pokemon Go.
Oh my god! You not just say that. Unbelievable. Next poll. Which one of these mid-card superstars will be a breakout star on Raw? Neville, Rusev, Kevin Owens, and Cesaro. Total of 129 votes. Winner with 52%, Kevin Owens.
Sure you didn't rig this poll?
And I did not rig this poll. You can see right here. It is by Fun WWE Polls. It is not my poll. But yes, I think. Well, I kind of agree and I don't agree because I think Kevin Owens should be more than a mid-card superstar. Neville, 100% mid-card superstar for right now. Cesaro, I think, should be more. Rusev, I think, is good at the mid-card level. So I think Neville could definitely be one of the breakout stars on Raw for sure.
Yeah, I think Kevin Owens needs to get elevated. Same with Cesaro.
Definitely 100%. Rusev could stay at the mid-card level for all I care.
I mean, he's kind of making that U.S. title prestigious again. Mm-hmm. He's kind of looked dominant with it. So,
yep.
And, shout-outs to him and Lana, who are getting married today.
Okay.
Which one of these mid-card superstars will be the breakout star on SmackDown? This was a very close poll here. 121 votes. Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, or Kalisto. And the winner with 37% was Apollo Crews. Right behind him was Baron Corbin with 36%.
Wow. I'm going to have to go with the bias and say Baron Corbin because him over Apollo Crews for me any day.
I guess Dolph Ziggler doesn't count now since he's the...
Yeah, since now he's like he's in the world title picture.
Yeah.
And Kalisto is Kalisto.
Okay. Yeah, he'll be on main event and whatever, okay. But, yeah, I agree with either Baron Corbin or Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
I'll go either way with that.
I say Baron Corbin first, though. Okay. Just saying. Next poll, which one of these had the better debut on the show? SmackDown or Raw? And which one had a better debut show? Basically saying who won the week. Raw won with this poll with 141 votes at 76%. SmackDown with 24. I have to agree. As we just said, Raw definitely won the better week this week.
SmackDown just needed to showcase their new talent.
Yeah, like SmackDown was solid. They just need to be a little bit tweaked better. So we'll see what happens next week. Next poll here. Oh, we got to fix it for you. There you go.
Should SmackDown Live have their own women's championship? I'm going to say no because there's only one. Biasly. Just kidding. So, 206 votes. And yes, one with 76%. Makes sense.
The Women's Universal Championship. Make it happen. Could you imagine if we're right on that?
Yeah, just don't bring back the Butterfly Championship, please.
Yeah, keep that in like the Hall of Fame, please. We don't want to ever see it again.
Keep it in the garbage, not the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, you gonna lunge ablaze that shit?
Yeah.
What is your opinion of Shelton Benjamin returning to the WWE on SmackDown Live? Thumbs up and thumbs down were the answers. 149 votes. Thumbs up, 89%.
Yes.
I'm glad you people agree out there.
Yeah.
You 11% people, get the fuck out. Just leave.
You want?
Shelton Benjamin is the most incredibly piece of talent ever.
He was one of the best athletes WWE's ever had, so.
Oh, for sure. So I'm glad this got a lot of thumbs up. I love you people out there. He's going to be great. You'll see when he comes back to SmackDown.
That's one of the highest percentages they've ever gotten on a poll.
That's for sure.
Yep. What is your opinion of Raw's new announce team? 165 votes. Great, good, okay, or terrible. And great, one with 50%.
5% for terrible.
Good.
Who hated that announce team? These are probably all the Michael Cole haters, for sure.
Or the Byron Saxton
Or
haters.
Byron Saxton haters. I didn't know
Corey
we had
Graves
haters out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So. Tell me the
next one.
No.
Do you like the name of the WWE Universe Championship for Raw? It's got a total 146 votes with a winner. No with 65% and yes with 35%. Okay.
I don't either. I think it just needs to be tweaked a little
It
bit.
needs to be tweaked a little bit. Universal Heavyweight Championship sounds a lot better. So
Yep.
I hope they go to that direction.
Universal sounds literally like mid-card.
I wish there was an announce team one for SmackDown. I would say that it's a great announce team. I don't know about David Otunga. I don't know what his mic or his commentary skills are like, but yeah, interesting. We'll have to see. But that's going to do it, guys, for the Luke Gallows polls and the rest of the show here for the Lowdown Show. So, guys, thanks for tuning in to week number 16 of the Lowdown Show on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. We are your Canadian-based WWE podcast that reviews Raw and SmackDown from the past week, as well as our Luke Gallows poll segment and our WWE Headlines segment. Guys, if you like this, go hit the like button on YouTube and subscribe to our other sources as in Spreaker, YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. We are everywhere every week. You can also follow the podcast itself on Twitter at noholdsbarredwp. Like us on Facebook. Everything will be in the description down below for you guys. So, guys, follow us.
Yep. And remember, that the Lowdown Show is always brought to you
by
unofficially
Unofficially brought to you by, because we have the box now. Unofficially brought to you by Bootios. They make sure you ain't booty. Guys, if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please do so by tweeting at us or dropping a comment in the YouTube comment section below. I am your host, Kyle Masters. As always, I'm the self-proclaimed greatest host, and I am continued to be joined by my corporate co-host, the boss, the corporate himself.
The champ.
Corporate Cappy. The champ, I guess. And guys, we're here, always here reminding you to keep it on the Lowdown.
Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street.